So here's something that happens to almost every podcaster or content creator eventually. You want to cover a topic, so you go on and research it. It might be articles, threads, YouTube videos, whatever. You put it all together in your head, maybe jot down some notes, take some screenshots, you record an episode. 6 months later, a related topic comes up. You go to research it, and then you find yourself in the middle of that thinking, this feels familiar. I feel like I've already done this. Probably because you have. Or at least you researched it. You need a knowledge base. Somewhere all of this can live. Now, this is series 1 of 3. Over the next 13 episodes, we're going to be building the foundation. A personal AI research assistant in n8n. You submit a topic, episode idea, a trend you want to understand, even a niche concept that you need to go deeper on. The system is going to check and see if you've already researched something close to it. If you have, it's going to send you a link to that document. If you haven't, it's going to run a live web search with citations and everything using Perplexity. Then it's going to generate either a quick overview or a structured deep dive using Claude. It's going to take that and drop it into a Google Doc, then log that into a spreadsheet and store it into a vector database so that it can build up over time. Now, series 2 is the podcast content engine. It's what a system produces and turns into actual episode content. Series 3 is going to be the content repurposing machine. It takes your finished episodes, breaks it up into pieces, shows you what to do with it and how to get it distributed everywhere. But none of this is going to work without the foundation, so that is where we're going to start. So there's a few things that you're going to need before we get started. An n8n account, self-hosted, works fine, Perplexity API key, Claude API key, an OpenAI API key. We're going to be using the lightest model, so the cost is negligible. A Pinecone account for the vector database, along with a Google account for docs and sheets. You don't need to know anything about programming, coding, or any of these words I'm even using right now. All you need to know is we're going to tie it all together. Before we touch anything, I do want to walk you through how this system thinks, because it's built around a specific problem that podcasters and content creators typically run into when they're producing consistently. When you're running a show, you're not just researching random things. You're developing a point of view on a niche. You're tracking what's been said, what hasn't been said, what the conversation is doing, how it's moving, what your audience already knows versus what they want to know or what would surprise them. That's called editorial knowledge. And right now, most of it might live in your head. The system gives the knowledge somewhere to live. And that's what you want, a system. So here's what the build is going to look like over the next 13 videos. Video 1 is the form trigger. That's the front door of the system. The submission form where you're going to enter the research topic, depth, format, all of it. Video 2 is the set node. That's where we clean and define data before it moves anywhere. Fixing the topic input, setting the depth and format preferences, all of that's done there. Video 3 is an HTTP request. That's where you connect your n8n workflow to the entire internet via an API and understand how credentials work. Very important. Video 4, all about JSON. What it is, how to open and use the n8n expression editor to write expressions that pull specific values from nested JSON. Video 5, AI agent time. We use Claude to analyze the research and format it for use. Video 6 is about documentation. So in this episode, you'll automate the creation of formatted Google Doc reports and build a searchable research log in Google Sheets. Video 7, that's going to close the loop. You add Gmail into the integration of your n8n workflow and learn how to compose dynamic emails with personalized content, links, and formatting. Video 8, it's all about iteration. Everything is an iteration. We revisit the research assistant and add some new fields, upgrade existing ones, and then trace those upstream to show you how the ripple through the entire workflow works. Video 9, that's going to be conditional logic. We're adding decision-making capabilities using if and switch nodes, and that'll let your workflow branch, adapt, and respond intelligently to a user's input. Now, video 10 is vectors and OpenAI embedding. This is where your topics get converted into a vector, which is a numerical representation that the database can search against semantically, not just by keywords. Basically, we're going to be using it as our memory. Now, video 11, it's retrieving past research. We'll explore how to query your Pinecone vector database so that your AI assistant surfaces past research. Video 12. This is debugging and error handling. You're going to learn how to read n8n error outputs, use the error trigger node to catch failures, and build workflows that notify you when something breaks. And video 13 is all about sharing. You're going to generate a public link that anybody can use and identify 3 more ways to extend on what you've built across all 13 episodes. One more look at the finished system. This time, you'll actually know what you're watching. Topic comes in, memory gets checked, no match, Perplexity searches and returns the research with resources, Claude writes the brief, Google Doc is created, spreadsheet is updated, done. Next time a similar topic comes in, the doc is already waiting. 13 videos from now, you'll have a knowledge base that's organized, searchable, and ready to feed into series 2. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a drop. See you soon.